All right, if you saw my last video, you saw me review the Drowned Viper. Well, that wasn't the only figure I managed to snag that day at Walmart. I also found One Eye, one of Scar King's many minions, and probably the general, the one that gives Kong probably the most grief in the movie. And Playmates, in their infinite wisdom, has produced a figure, so we are going to review this guy, open him up, and see how he stands up to the rest of these Playmates Godzilla and Kong New Empire figures. Alright, first things first, standard box. As you can see, window. He comes with a bone. There you go. So here's the back, giving you the full rundown of everything. As I pointed out in the other video, there is the real feel Godzilla and Kong coming out. God only knows what those are, but as soon as I find them, I'm very curious to review them. You got Tiamat, you got basic Kong, got the real crappy energized Godzilla, and Drowned Viper, which we have already reviewed. And for those asking, here is your barcode. So happy hunting on that. Now, let me open this bad boy up. Come right back, because I don't think you want to watch me cut open a bunch of zip ties. All right, we got One Eye out of the package. So, first off, he's a little stiff, much like the Kong and Scar King figure as they came out. Similar setup, similar body, I can already tell from just the handling. He does come with an see, there you go. So yes, his center of gravity is a little weird, but he is at least standing on his own. So he comes with this femur bone accessory. So let's dig into this guy. So right off the bat, he is built just like Scar King and Kong. So it is a similar body setup. Ball joints on the hips for good full articulation. There is a knee joint that goes left to right, up and down. Similar with the shoulder, so you get full movement. Same at the elbow, so you got full turns, up, down. The fists turn around, they do not open. And then the head is on a bit of a swivel, so you get some good movement. So as for the detailing, the face isn't the most painted in, but they do give you a pretty decent sculpture for a $10 figure. He's missing the eye, as you can see. So he's got his war paint right there. He does move very loosely at the waist, so that gives you a good full range of movement. So you can kind of get some very cool poses, if you will, out of this. But again, his center of gravity, much like Kong and Scar King, he's very top heavy. Now, they did balance him out a little bit better. A lot of the weight is right here in the pelvis region to kind of balance it. As you can see, not touch him, got him a little bit of a different pose, so he will hold. If you're just displaying this, you can find a good display pose for him, and he should stand. If you're buying this for your kid, it doesn't matter. This is going to go into a toy chest or something else for them to play with. But not a bad figure. I mean, he has the similar texturing as Kong and Scar King, and I'm assuming that's because very similar body. Most likely, this is not a one-to-one reuse. Kong is much thicker. So it looks like they kind of Frankenstein pieces of Scar King and pieces of Kong for this guy. The head is definitely a brand new sculpt, so that's probably why they did him. It's a fairly easy figure to put together with the moldings that they have. The bone in question, big piece of rubber, but you can put it in here. Get this in here. Get it through that hand. There you go. And voila. So you can kind of use the bone as a stand to help him stand up. But that is One Eye. He's not a bad figure. Not at all. He's more of an action figure than Godzilla is. He is on par with Scar King. I still feel Kong with the Beast Glove is the best of the simian figures that they have produced thus far. But for $10, this is good. I'm not complaining. I kind of dig them. The paint could be a little bit better, but considering that Scar King's tribe is a lot of nondescript large apes that were just supposed to look different from Kong, this is pretty good. You can actually probably buy a few of these, customize them to really make a full army for Scar King, if you're into that. And considering the price point, yeah, go ahead, go sick. I'm always thrilled to see customizers work their magic on figures like these, especially like with Bandai's and the likes. But as far as Monsterverse stuff goes, I understand why they made him. Again, head sculpt is pretty much the newest thing. He's kind of pieced together of other figures, but he is a very solid, well-made figure. And as I said with Drowned Viper, it feels like with the Monsterverse exclusive creatures, Playmates has put a little more effort into these things. I mean, from this time last year, I mean, we're coming on to a year since these figures hit shelves, this particular line at least. They have really upped their game. The Godzilla still remains one of the most jarring, disappointing figures out of the whole line. I reviewed Mothra. It is what it is. Kong, still great. Tiamat is the best of the bunch. This guy's up there, and so is the Drowned Viper, with Shimo and Suko kind of coming in somewhere in the middle. You know, they are very basic figures, but again, these are children's figures. They should not be considered high-end. I get it. Some people are like, oh, what the hell, man? I'm like, look, if you're over 20 and you're collecting these, you're collecting them for prosperity purposes because you're a completionist. But at the end of the day, these are meant for kids. Hopefully one day, Haya or SH Monster Arts will make versions of these. Doubtful, but for a lot of these critters in these Monsterverse movies, this is probably the only way you're going to get it. And to be fair, they're not bad. They're pretty solid. I've been digging them thus far as the line has continued. Hoping against hope we still get a skill up, but that remains to be seen. I do want them to continue the Monsterverse stuff because there's still quite a few Titans and other ancillary creatures that have yet to have gotten their time in the sun in plastic form. But that said, dig this One Eye. Kind of prefer the Drowned Viper of the two, but not a bad figure. Not a bad figure whatsoever. Solid thumbs up on this guy. All right, well, that wraps up this review of One Eye from Playmates. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called The Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. And if you don't like to download, you can always stream us on all of your favorite podcast streamers, including Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you might find better podcasts. We're also on social media. If you weren't following us while we were in Japan, you missed on a lot of fun stuff, but guess what? That's the beauty of social media. All that stuff is still up there, so give us a follow on X, Instagram, or Facebook.com. If you want to reach out, say hi, have any questions, whatnot, that's the place to do it, as you can see right there. And if you like this channel, we have a lot more coming. I shot so much stuff from Japan, and it's going to take me a few weeks to get through all of it, so stay tuned. Maybe subscribe. Who knows? You might find something you really like. And that will do it for this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.